Hello guys, my name is John and you're listening to the Tech Leader Pro podcast. It is Sunday the 15th of September 2024 and it is week 37. You're very welcome guys, I hope you had a nice week. So today I want to talk to you about why you should compliment your enemies. So let me explain. So as a leader, you should hopefully find yourself complimenting people all of the time. For example, when someone in your team does a great job, or indeed if the whole team pull together to deliver a great result. You must strike the balance, however, between not complimenting too much as the impact becomes diluted, or complimenting too little, which can leave your team feeling demotivated. And I think we've all had those managers in the past. I've seen both of these anti-patterns myself in previous managers, which leads me to believe that a lot of leaders are getting that balance wrong. The interesting thing about compliments, however, is that they can also be used to disarm people, even those who you might consider to be an enemy. So let me explain. If someone is publicly trying to undermine or ridicule you, one tactic you can use is to compliment them. This tactic may seem counterintuitive, but it has a number of benefits. Firstly, it demonstrates to others that you are taking the moral high ground. While they are nasty to you, you are complimenting them. Secondly, it can disarm a person who dislikes you, and may even help to change the mind in your favour. That's a bit of a long shot. Generally speaking, when somebody doesn't like you, they've already made up their mind, but it doesn't hurt to try. And finally, thirdly, it proves that from your perspective, it is nothing personal. And you are willing to call out all the strengths of the other person and not just their weaknesses. In addition, it has the added benefit of confusing the angry recipient, and keeping your enemies confused about your intent is always worthwhile. In a game of chess, guys, you never want to be predictable, and you always want to keep the opposition guessing. And sometimes you might do things that seem to be a bit random, but that's all good because it helps to keep them on their toes. Now, at this stage you might be thinking, is this tactic dishonest? Well, maybe, but if you are highlighting their real strengths with your compliments, then it is honest, as you are not making anything up. The reality is most people have some kind of strong point that you can highlight, and you can genuinely compliment them on that. And if other people see the same trait within that person, then it seems honest and it seems real, because it is real. So, put simply, the most potent compliments are the honest ones. Politics in a large organisation is an unavoidable fact of life, guys. If you pretend that it does not affect you, your leadership career will be short-lived. Politics is life, and while it makes us feel a little bit dirty at times, we cannot escape it. So, if you're going to play that game, well, you might as well play to win. And remember that for every promoter, you will have several detractors, so you must be ready to deal with them. Compliment them to win them over to you, or win over the audience to you, or, at the very least, confuse them. There are benefits in this approach with very little cost. Remember that it is hard for someone to continue to publicly attack you while you are complimenting them. It just makes them look bad, and it makes you look good. Office politics are real, and as a leader, you must acknowledge this and play to win. So what else have I been doing this week, apart from having Machiavellian thoughts about office politics? I'm still trying to boost my audience on various different platforms. Not really sure where you're listening to this on right now, because I'm posting it to so many platforms it's becoming a bit ridiculous and difficult to maintain, frankly. And the latest thing I'm trying is Instagram. I have been having some success with posting short videos on YouTube, and I've learned recently that you can do the same thing on Instagram. Over on Instagram they call it Reels. I've had an Instagram account for over a year and I've never really used it, to be frank. I think I signed up to it around the time that I was looking at Threads, which required an Instagram account to access. So I decided to put it to some use, and I'm going to start to experiment next week with some short form videos and post them on there as Reels and post them onto YouTube as Shorts at the same time. Yeah, it's going to be fun to try that. And you never know, in 2025 I may become Instagram famous. Maybe I can even start to call myself an Instagram model. In terms of media that I've been enjoying this week, I watched the BlackBerry movie from 2023. It's kind of a biopic about the founders who created the company, and it goes right through their product development and launch, and ultimately chronicles the downfall of the company as well. I came to BlackBerry as a user quite late. I think my first BlackBerry phone was probably towards the end of their life cycle when Palm had just gone bust, and I was a Palm user and I needed an alternative that wasn't Android. So I looked into BlackBerry, and I had a BlackBerry Classic, and I think a Z10 as well. And I liked them. And then, of course, they went bust and pivoted to Android as well. So now we're left with essentially two choices of phone as an end user. You can either have Android or you can have Apple. Both of them suck, in my opinion. It's a personal take, obviously, but I do really miss the days of Palm and WebOS, and I also miss the days of BlackBerry, especially with those beautiful physical keyboards. So, if you're interested in learning about the company, would definitely recommend checking out the movie. It's good fun. It's well acted. It's about 2 hours long, and it gives you a good summary of the rise and fall of BlackBerry. So definitely recommend BlackBerry from 2023. Okay, I will leave it there, guys. I hope you have a great week ahead. I hope you crush it. I hope you have lots of successes. And if you do have some setbacks, well, I know you'll bounce back. Talk to you next week. Take care. Bye-bye.